You ready? Okay, we'll call this meeting to order.
Julie Beechner. Joe Marcano. Present. Mary Little.
Here.
Jose Gonzalez.
Here.
Lori Eskew.
Here.
James Robinson.
Present.
Lori Cisneros.
Here.
Thank you.
Please stand and we'll lead you in the Pledge of Allegiance. Salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Item 1.4, adoption of the agenda.
Moved.
Second.
First and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. So ordered. Item 1.5, approval of minutes from June 10th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
First and second by Cisneros or Joe?
Joe,
Okay, thank you.
he beat you by a
Race is on.
second.
All right, here we go. Let's go.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any discussion, correction? Thank you. So ordered. And let's see. Are we on 3.1? Item 3.1, discussion regarding Association of California School Board of Education. It's also the ACCBE organization and
We have two
Oh, I'm
public
sorry.
comments. That's okay, two public comments. First
I knew I
will
was
be
missing two
Jess-
public comments.
Jess Sanders will be first, and then Dennis McLean.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. And Jess, you don't get 3.5 minutes.
I'm going to go first because Jess is still brainstorming over here, so. Good evening, Superintendent, board members, staff, and those of you in attendance and online. I am in support of President Trump's and the Department of Education to ban biological males from female sports. The fight for Title IX rights has finally taken hold in our nation. With the California Board of Education opposing this executive order, I call for your board to write a resolution in support of the president's ban for biological males in girls' sports. This is more proof that this governor is ruining the Department of Education and the lives of our youth. Now is the time for this county to stand up for our rights and reject the radical gender ideology that is destroying the youth of today. I ask your board to lead the way in Kern County and show the governor we support Trump's common sense leadership. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Thank you, Dennis.
Good evening, Board. Hello. Good evening. Hey, I would like to encourage the Board to get a resolution that would back Trump's protecting the young women of Kern County, actually the United States, but here in Kern County. I would like to see something in writing that would stand against the liberal agenda to push the men and women's sports. It's only mediocre men that get into women's sports because they have an advantage there. They can't make it in men's sports. So, and for those that just really have always said, quote unquote, follow the science, just food for thought, 10 men, 100 women on an island. In 100 years, you have a surviving society. Different scenario. 10 men, 10 transgender women, in 100 years, you have 110 male skeletons. It doesn't fly. Their science doesn't work. So protect our women and our young ladies of Kern County by making it firm in our system here in Kern County that we will protect the young ladies from males in their sports. Thank you.
Thank you. That is on our agenda for discussion, so I hope you stay around and listen to that. Thank you. Now we are on item 3.1, and we're going to have a discussion regarding the Association of California School Board of Education. It's also the ACCBE organization. And I think Dr. Mendeborough is going to lead us off on that.
Thank you. The Kern County Board of Education received an email, along as myself, received an email from this organization, the ACCBE, to consider joining and becoming a member of this organization. And so, a little history for you. CSBA has historically had a subgroup that was all County Board of Education component. Over the last year and a half or so, they dissolved that group and they moved it to an area. So under CSBA now, Area 14 is what all county boards of education fall under, instead of their own kind of separate entity within CSBA. So that gave an opportunity for this new organization, the ACCBE, to form, and it would basically replace what you had in the past. So President Little asked that I look into it to see if this is something that we should consider, or you should consider as a county board of education. Many of the county boards have already joined this association. It is sponsored, and not sponsored, I shouldn't say that word. It's supported by the California County Superintendent Association as well. They feel that this is an entity that does allow representation for county boards of educations, which had been in the previous CSBA group. County boards do belong and will continue to belong to CSBA because of all the conferences and the opportunities to attend. Although many of the stuff from CSBA is district driven, it's not county board driven, but it is still a subgroup of that within Area 14. And so each county, depending on their size, is broken up into, not size, broken by geographic is by these areas. And then what they did is created this Area 14 and put all county boards under that. ACCBE would now allow you to have that direct representation back with the county boards of education. There is dues associated with this, just like it was with the former CSBA County Board of Education group. For a district of our size, it would probably be around 5,000. We are considered a Class 2, second largest type of county, and LA County is considered Class 1. Each member county board, one of the questions I asked is how are the current County Board of Education board reps part of this new entity? And the response is that each member county board will appoint or elect a representative to the ACCBE who can then choose to work on the various committees that the county board has. Just very similar to how it used to be when they were the entity under CSBA. Many of the counties, like I mentioned, have already signed on. There are about 70% of the county boards have signed on to this. There's about another 10 county offices or county boards that are looking at joining this group as well. They meet on a monthly basis with the California County Soups CEO, so the person who represents the County Soup Association. That way they can get all the latest information from them as well. Again, it's very similar to how it used to operate. The ACCBE does partner with the Small District Association and help support the small district, rural district counties, which we have several up in the northern area of the state. So they help with a lot of their work and efforts. They do allow collaboration with community colleges and public and private universities to implement innovative local teacher pipelines and retention. They work in with that as well. And so overall, it sounds very similar to how it was before in the previous one. If you wanted my own personal recommendation, after speaking, I contacted several of these county office superintendents who said that their boards have been very pleased with joining this organization. It kind of revitalized county board group again like it used to be. President Little, when they had this entity prior, was a delegate of that and has been continued to be a delegate and probably could speak more to those services that were provided to the county office boards. And it sounds like this would also be as well. So if it's a pleasure of the board to join them, we can definitely take care of that as well for you.
In addition to what Dr. Mendenborough said, they are also a legislative body, and they also do trainings throughout the year. So they are willing to do trainings like on the juvenile justice system and the preschool literacy problems and things like that. They focus on preschool literacy, expulsions, charter school appeals, CTE and apprenticeships for students in alternative settings, teacher shortage in rural counties, and justice-involved youth. And it is a separate but legal entity that gives county boards autonomy to advocate for public policy change and legislative report without needing to be selected or appointed to participate. So that is something that I think is very vital for us to know, that we do have that responsibility, we do have that authority to advocate and to be in active policy change making. I have been, a delegate for many, many years with CSBA, CCBE, and there was always a friction with CCBE and CSBA. We were not treated, we were basically treated like kind of stepchildren. And it was an uphill battle constantly. So there was a split, like Dr. Mendenborough said, it happened almost about 1.5 years ago, and I've been apprised of that because I've been a delegate for so many years, and they sent me information about what was going on. So the split was because of the ineffective governance that CCBE was able to not do because the legislative problems with CSBA were a factor in that. With CCBE, we did initiate policy, but it was hard. We were very limited in what we could do and what couldn't do. This new group that's formed is a lot more conservative than the CCBE. I think they focus on the issues a lot better from what I've learned about them. And I'm pretty pleased with them. At first I was not open to the idea at all because I'm thinking, what else do we need, another group? But they're actually a grassroots effort, and there are 4 county school boards. So I would recommend that we go ahead and adopt the dues and join the group.
What was the animosity between CSBA and CCBE? What specifically was there, or could you even say?
Well, it was just the, how do you put it in a nice way?
Don't.
We can handle it.
No reason this can't be fun.
We were just treated like we didn't have any authority, and our roles as board members didn't matter as much as CCB or CSBA.
And we've got 58 counties in California, so 70%, they have about 35, 36, I guess, so far. Now, in relation, okay, how do those numbers stack up against the CCBE? How many counties were actually members of the CCBE?
Almost all. There was probably, every time I went, there was probably 3 to 5 counties that were not involved.
Well, you mentioned the word autonomy as far as county school boards was concerned, so I like the sound of that. Mm-hmm. I also like the collective nature of this, and you said that they're also they're a bit more conservative, but they're taking on a more conservative flavor.
It seems so. I think they're either that or that they're really focusing on the matters that are at hand for school board members on county boards.
And that wouldn't change anything about our relationship with our county boards in any way?
I think it would just strengthen it. Again, when I've been on as a delegate and on, Kern County was always mentioned favorably. We always were looked upon, and if I said I was from Kern County, everybody was like, whoa, you have a great county. And I'm going, yeah, we pretty much do. So we were always a leader in that. Whether we were able to make inroads as delegates was another thing. But we were well known, and I anticipate that we would be again. I think the move on this is that they would want to include more voices. I think that everybody would have more of a voice and equal say in getting things done. And what are your concerns?
Okay, thank you.
So if we join it's ACCBE now, right? That's the new one.
It is.
Then we terminate our enrollment with CSBA?
No, we are still
be
grafted
dual.
into CSBA, always.
Okay. And the monthly meetings with the Superintendent Association, I think you mentioned, what about for whoever our delegates are? How often do they meet?
It would probably be close to the same as the CSBA with their meetings around three times a year.
Quarterly or something like that?
They meet,
Okay.
and it's usually Monterey or somewhere up north. And they do have also workshops online now, so that's also a factor. So,
Okay. And there, you know how CSBA has those templates for us to use for writing policies? Do they have that for us? Oh, okay.
yeah, they do.
So
I think they'll have more. I think it'll be a better, useful website than what we've had in the past.
I like the idea because that seems like a better fit for a county board.
Well-
More resources.
Yeah,
Better
I'm,
than you
I'm
guys,
pretty
more
pleased with it
resources.
so far. Again, I didn't think I was going to be, but, so if everybody's agreeable to that, we can go ahead and join that organization, and they'll send us information.
Do they actually, as far as the $5,000 fee is concerned, not that it's a huge fee or anything, but what specifically is that fee applied to? Do we know? I mean,
They do pay for some traveling costs for the appointed person to travel. They pay for their meals when you're up there in the conferences, and they also pay for some of the usage, I believe, for the CSBA conferences.
And that's 5,000 a year? So-
Yes.
So say we join and, we start doing this, and then if we don't like it, we can opt out, correct?
Oh, yeah, every
Yeah.
time, yeah.
Okay.
and as far as the 3 meetings a year are concerned, is our delegates assigned on an annual basis, or are they assigned on an event basis?
Annually. So far, they have been, it's
Okay.
annually.
Would we have the option of possibly sending a different delegate from this board to different meetings?
Well, almost everybody's welcome to go to the meetings. It
Okay.
doesn't, so that's open to all board members.
All right.
But the delegates are really supposed to be there to attend the board meetings and to make policy.
Cool.
Similar to like these boards, like the delegates would represent and then there would be audience.
So I did invite you to the one in Monterey, and I think it's in September, or, yeah, August, somewhere around there. So we can get that date to you again if you want to, if you're interested.
I like it.
I do.
Okay, well, I think we can go ahead and join that. You can submit the paperwork, Dr. Mendenborough.
No problem.
Thank you. And now we are on item 3.2, and it's discussion of possible Title IX resolution, and I think trustee Cisneros wanted that on the agenda, so I'm going to let her lead this discussion.
Thank you. So just to give you a little background on the original language of Title IX, no person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, which meant originally interpreted to mean biological sex, male or female, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subject to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance, which ties compliance to continued federal funding. So this is the legal background or the backbone of the Title IX protections. It applies to all education institutions, K-12 and higher, that receive federal funding, including nearly all public schools and most colleges. This wording was interpreted by the Biden administration to include protections based on gender identity and sexual orientation. The Trump administration has taken a strict traditionalist interpretation of Title IX, focusing on biological sex and excluding transgender girls and women from female sports and spaces, meaning restrooms and locker rooms. The Department of Education and the Department of Justice have begun investigations into states like California, issuing 10-day ultimatums to strip awards and reverse results involving transgender athletes, threatening to withhold federal funding from non-compliant institutions. And on April 28, 2025, the U.S. Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights, OCR, ruled that the University of Pennsylvania violated Title IX by permitting a biological male, and you might have heard of this person, transgender swimmer Leah Thomas, to compete in female sports and access female-only intimate facilities. Just last week, on July 1st, the University of Pennsylvania reached an agreement with OCR to ban transgender women from female sports and intimate facilities. Intimate facilities is just, like I said, the bathrooms or the locker rooms. There might be others, but use biological-based definitions of male and female, consistent with federal executive orders, restore women's swimming records, and issue personalized apology letters, publicly reaffirm Title IX compliance in athletes or athletics. Leah Thomas's official school records and titles at UPenn were actually stripped. So OCR determined that the California Department of Education, the CDE, and the California Interscholastic Federation, the CIF, they have violated Title IX by permitting transgender girls to compete in female sports and use female-only facilities. It issued a resolution agreement demanding biology-based definitions of male and female, restoration of awards to female athletes, apology letters, and annual Title IX compliance certification. California was given 10 days to agree or face enforcement. Just today, both CDE and CIF formally rejected the resolution agreement with legal backing from Governor Newsom. As a result, Secretary McMahon plans to sue Governor Newsom. So that's where we are with Title IX and California. So did we get a chance to make copies of those as sample resolutions that I emailed you? No. Okay, so I will provide those to you, or maybe the office can provide copies of those sample resolutions. So districts all across California, both county districts and school districts, have written resolutions explaining their stand in alignment with the Trump administration and their interpretation of Title IX. That's what I'm bringing forward to this board, because I realize that the students that we have direct jurisdiction over do not have organized sports, and we're not part of the CIF. But at the same time, I feel it's vital for us as a county board to take a stand in California, and other boards like Orange County have done the same, just to let our governor know this is where we stand as a county education board and as a community here. So the wording, I won't go into all the details because I think we'll be able to draft something between now and the August board meeting. But basically, it's stating that the Title IX of the Federal Education Amendments of 1972 was enacted to prohibit sex-based discrimination. So it describes the background. And then it says, this is Orange County's. Orange County Board of Education affirms its unwavering support for Title IX and calls on athletic governing bodies to uphold its protections by ensuring fairness in girls' sports. And be it further resolved that copies of this resolution be forwarded to Governor Newsom and the California State Legislature and the California Department of Education and the California Interscholastic Federation. So just informing everyone involved where we stand as a county board. Let's see. So at this point then, I would like to request that we add this item, the resolution in support of, let me get the wording right here, Title IX and fairness in girls' interscholastic sports on the August agenda as an action item.
Okay, we'll put it on the agenda for action item, possible adoption. And in the meantime, did you want to write up the resolution, or did you want county council to do that?
I'm good with maybe county council, and then they could send me the first reading of it, and yeah, before the meeting. I really like the samples that I sent. They're all pretty much the same. So it's clearly written out exactly where they stand. So yeah, that would work for me.
The language of what you've got there, that's the, you said it mirrors the language of Orange County?
That was Orange County that I just read. There's also Western Placer Unified School District.
Has any of this passed legal muster yet, or has it been challenged?
It has not been challenged.
No
No,
resolution, so.
no resolutions have been challenged.
Okay.
Yeah, resolution won't be.
It
legally
won't be challenged.
Because this is a resolution. If the policy is.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right, yeah.
I mean,
But
they
it-
could actually say whatever they want to, but they can't challenge it. So
Yeah.
they'll
And
just
it
know our
was
stance.
effective. I'm sorry.
They'll just know our stance.
Yeah,
Yep, cool.
and like we did before with the resolution, it was effective in making our stand
It was very effective.
public, you know, so, yeah, thank you for that.
Okay, so we'll put it on the agenda for August. Is
Thank
it
you.
already August? Oh, my gosh.
I know.
Well done, Mrs. Narrows.
Good job, Lori.
Thank you, Cisneros, trustee Cisneros. And action item, we are on 4.1. It's a consent agenda for approval of graduation diplomas.
Motion.
Second?
First and second by Jose. Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So ordered. Thank you. And 4.2, general business, is the public hearing and adoption of resolution for sufficiency of textbooks and instructional materials, and we do this every year.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any discussion? So ordered. Thank you. We usually,
Ask if anybody wants to talk about
Oh, because it was a hearing.
it. Ask if
oh, that's right. Anybody wanted to talk about the public hearing? Open the public hearing? Anybody want to discuss that or make comment on it? Thank you. I don't see any. Public hearing closed.
I do have a quick question
Oh,
about
no,
that.
okay. Of course.
Of course, of course.
You made her wear out her gown.
Well, I didn't know if that was at the same time as the public, but anyway, instructional materials, I know that our students mostly use Admentum on the Chromebook, so is that referring to the actual Chromebook?
Yes.
And making sure that everyone has access to a Chromebook and online access, okay.
So you guys have to do this resolution every year
Yes.
to make
It's a
sure.
Make sure
that we
every
have
student-
material.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
legal obligation
Yes.
of every school board and county board of education to adopt
And I actually, one year I actually asked for the wording to be changed because it's so outdated.
I agree with that, because it doesn't state the
Right.
online access and electronic.
So who would do this resolution to update it?
We can update it if you like.
Yeah, I would like to have it updated because instructional material and textbooks are not terms that we usually use anymore. So we can update it to terms that are relevant, digital.
Yes.
Thank you, so we'll do that. Okay. Trustee Eskew, do you have a report too?
So I missed last month's meeting, but I watched it online, and then I got a phone call that resolutions do work. So we wrote a resolution for AB 84. I was told we flipped 23 people's mindset for our resolution, so I thought that was pretty cool. Other than that, it's been kind of a quiet summer. Things have been kind of quiet, but I thought that was really neat that we actually, our county board sent in a resolution and it actually was read and considered. But I do want to say there is a lot of stuff out there, people. You know, you can go online and look. Your voice needs to be heard. A lot of stuff going on in education. So try to be aware about it. Let your voice be heard, sign petitions, make phone calls to your assemblymen, your women, your senators. We can't lose our children. You know, we can't lose our children. That's why we're all up here. You know, and that's why other people run for boards. So if our resolution got read and considered, your voices get heard and your signatures get seen. That's it.
Thank you. Trustee Marcano,
Oh, nothing from my area, thank you.
how's your work doing?
Keeping me busy.
Are you off cases now?
I have one big case left, and I'm overseeing hundreds of other cases, so
Ah,
I always have something to review.
well, look, thank you. Trustee Gonzalez, do you have a report? It's good to see you here. You look good tonight. No report, sir? No report. Okay. Trustee Cisneros?
Of course, I have something to share.
I knew that.
On June 27th, I had the pleasure of attending a Blessings Tea, which was hosted by the Bakersfield Pregnancy Center. Yeah, and Lori Eskew was there. It was awesome.
Yeah, I forgot.
So that was just a really neat time to bless and encourage people who are either in ministry or serving publicly. So that was a special time. In fact, I wanted to say that Otelia Curiel, she's with the Bakersfield Pregnancy Center. She asked if it would be possible for her to share sometime, maybe at the August meeting, some events coming up and what they do at the Bakersfield Pregnancy Center and how they help teens and students who need their services. So maybe she can come do an informational item next month.
How it affects teens and the...
Bakersfield Pregnancy Center, so basically what services they offer for students and for young adults in general.
I think some of our students could benefit by that. How long do you think it would take?
She doesn't think it would be very long. It would be less than, probably around 5 minutes or so.
All right, let's invite her.
Okay. So I don't know if it's best to have her come at regular speaking time or have a spot for her on the agenda.
It'll be a spot on the agenda.
Okay. Thank you. And then I'm looking forward to this Friday attending the Community Learning Center Junior High School Summer Program Showcase. That's going to be great to see students' achievements for their summer school program. Sorry if I took that away from you, Dr. Mendeborough. I'm looking forward to that. And then there's a new library in town. Are you going?
Yes,
Okay, I'll see you
but I
there.
don't take it from him.
Oh, yeah, I know I did.
Make the report shorter, so you're good.
Okay, see?
Besides, libraries are for everybody.
Yes, the library. There's a new library. It's a Christian library.
Yes.
And it's
It's not just Christian,
other
it's
things.
for children too.
Yes, it's on Rosedale Highway. It's 3671 Rosedale Highway. And they're doing an event on August 16th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. called See You at the Library. It's Kirk Cameron and Brave Books, which are books based on several things. I think they base their books on honoring our country and historical things about our country, but also morals and
Uplifting ideals.
Yeah.
They're
yeah.
fantastic. If anybody's read them, they're fantastic. They're really put together well, and they've got they're appropriate for any age.
Yeah, they are good books.
And I haven't seen the library yet, so I want to check that out. And then AB 84, as mentioned earlier, is in the third reading at the Assembly,
Yes.
so it's not over yet. So just informing you on that. And then there was a lawsuit recently that was resolved, Mahmoud v. Taylor. On June 27th, 2025, the U.S. Supreme Court delivered a landmark decision affirming that parents have a constitutional right to shield their children from LGBTQ plus materials in public school classrooms when it conflicts with their sincerely held religious beliefs. Schools must provide reasonable notice and opt-out options for concerned parents. So just for parents listening in, if you don't want your child exposed to the LGBTQ material, there's a way to opt out. There's a form on the website faith-freedom.com. And you can request that your child be exempt from exposure to any instruction or materials on gender identity, sexual orientation, or other related topics contrary to their faith.
Outstanding.
Yep. And that is all. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Robinson?
There's a number of members of the board here. They were attended when Sonia Shaw came to town at Odell's back last weekend. Was it last weekend? Yes, it was, wasn't it? I'm talking about she's running for state superintendent of schools.
Public
And-
instruction.
Public instruction. Okay, excuse me. Sorry about that.
Thurman's.
Yes.
Thurman's.
Yeah, for Tony Thurman's spot. And that was just a reiteration, but a very, very good reiteration of what actually is going on here in California, and the strong opposition to AB 84 and AB 89. So I thought that was absolutely marvelous. I've had a chance to talk to a number of, we had the New California State Convention last Monday and Tuesday, so we had a chance to go ahead and talk that up a bit there with representatives from all the counties. And this is a real life movement, and it's gonna win. We're going to see normalcy return, if I can use that word. Is that an appropriate word to use these days? Normalcy.
You have permission.
To education and remove the confusion, and the animosity and the hammerlock that the California Teachers California Teachers Association and the California Department of Education has on all the public schools. I mean, when you think about AB 84 and what a struggle it is to keep from having a very, very important educational component in this state just completely quashed at the whim of large federally funded organizations. This is really, really important. So anytime you have a chance to talk about this with people, if you're so inclined, talk for it, talk against it, but talk about it, get it out there. Make sure that everybody knows about this. It can't just be something that they see in the paper one day, hear on the news during a news cycle, and then all of a sudden forget about it. Because as Lori said, it's in third reading in the Assembly right now. So, yeah, this is going to be monumental when it passes, and I think it's going to pass in such a way that everybody on this board would approve. So, thank you.
Is that all?
That's all I got.
Okay. In addition to what everybody else has stated about AB 84, it is going to be heard on July 16th at 8 a.m. in the hearing office. It's going to be heard by the Senate Education Committee. They did set it aside for a special order of business. They're going to isolate the bill and put it on the agenda first thing. That way they will have plenty of time for everybody to say what they want to during the hearing. So there are people that will be traveling up there and speaking on that throughout the state. So that will be something to look forward to on July 16th. And if it's yesterday was the last date was amendable, but if it was amended or if it is amended in the Senate by somehow, it will go back to the Assembly for another reading and approval. So it may be a good thing if it goes back to the Assembly. So we'll see how it goes. There's also Bill SB 8848, and that is in support, which I support, and it enhances school safety by requiring stronger safeguards to prevent child abuse and misconduct by school employees and volunteers. It expands background checks, reporting and requirements and such things like that.
What bill was that again, Mary?
SB 848. That is by Senator Perez, a Democrat. So, and then there's, I also support SB 399, and this promotes transparency in the interdistrict transfer process by requiring school districts to report data on transfer requests and outcomes. This will expose arbitrary denials that often block families from seeking better educational opportunities and empower parents with information on demand reforms. I think that is vitally needed. I've talked to so many parents who've had interdistrict transfers, and we used to do a lot of them in our board meetings and the hearings, and the parents were often not informed about so many of the procedures and why they were denied. So if we can have more transparency, I think that would be helpful for our parents. Then there's, I didn't write this bill down. It's by Bill Essie. It's a shoot. Anyway, it's a bill that would protect girls' sports and spaces by requiring California's K through 12 schools and post-secondary institutions to restore sex-segregated programs, activities, and use facilities such as bathrooms, locker rooms, showers, and things of that matter. So I do know that bill would affect us because we do have to have the tampons in the boys' bathrooms, and we still have to have the multi-use bathrooms. So I support that bill. And I'm sorry I didn't write the bill number down.
Is that from Bill Asali?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
It's not 89, is it?
It may be
No.
89, but I don't think so.
I thought it was 4 something. There's too many out there right now.
That's what I was saying, there's just a bunch.
There is a lot. For some reason, I didn't write this one down. There's another bill that would require public schools to allow parents and guardians to opt out children instruction of activity. And I think that's the one that you were talking about, Trustee Cisneros. So I am in support of that one. And then there's a new one that I just found out today. It's AB 495. And this can seriously affect schools and how they operate in regards to children because there is a form now if this passes, there's going to be a form. It's a simple one-page form that anybody can download, and they can claim guardianship of any child they want to. They can go to that school and say that I have now guardianship of this child. I'm taking the child out of school. I'm going to do whatever I want to with this child. I can take the child to any type of medical care they want to. The parents are not going to be informed.
Right.
It just basically is legal kidnapping. And it's horrible. It's AB 495, and if that would be implemented, our schools would be scrambling if somebody took that form to the school. Especially here in Kern County, I don't think it would go over too well, but thank God for Kern County, right?
And the bill that you were talking about from Bill Asaley, it's AB 844.
Thank you. So in regards to the new ASACB that we just joined, is Julie going to be the person that, since we nominated her,
She could if you.
or should we, because is that other one still effective on CCBE?
No, that would be
So that's why we haven't heard about her position.
probably.
Okay, so I think that we would wait until she gets back, and then we could, and we'll be effectively in this system, in the organization, and then we can nominate someone, correct? Okay, that's what I wanted to know. And we, at our seat, we do have a letter by Lori Brasher that I wanted to make sure everybody paid attention to that. It's a rather well-written letter. It's about the AB 89. So I wanted to make sure you have that at your seat and you're able to read it. Other than that, I don't have anything else, and we'll go to Dr. Mendenborough for his report.
All right, I'll make it very brief. One, I wanted to update you on some of the changes that were impacted on the budget with the budget approval since the last meeting we had. There is a $1.9 billion settle up now that is in the budget passage for Prop 98 for the 25-26 school year, which will be portioned in the 26-27 school year if revenues are where they're supposed to be. So basically, they're giving us 1.9 billion, but we're not going to receive it till the 26-27 school year. There will be a $1.9 billion deferral built into the budget, meaning that they will move from June to July. That keeps districts whole, but it saves the state, obviously, the 1.9 billion to end out their year. They will now fully fund the COLA, whereas before it was a proposal to have the COLA reduced, so it's going to be 2.3% COLA.
For who?
For all school districts and for county boards, or county offices to receive. There will be $1.7 billion back into the discretionary block grant. That was the dollars that were talked about originally as 1.7 billion, then they reduced it down to about 500 million. And so it's now back to the 1.7 billion. And that is to help school districts. It's discretionary for every school district to utilize. The intent is to help offset any extraordinary costs based on the litigation of sexual abuse cases for school districts. That's costing districts a lot of money right now. They are putting in a full implementation of the ELOP, that's that before school and after school program, to reduce from 75% of unduplicated students to 55%, meaning that school districts will receive more money based on their unduplicated student count. And it will also increase the minimum grant to $100,000, so no district would receive less than that, if they're, especially the tiny districts. So those are the big changes that were that has switched back since the May revise.
Do you have
budget.
that in writing?
Yeah, I can send this to you.
Okay,
I
send
had
it.
Carlos send it to me
Okay,
today
thank
just
you.
to make sure I didn't mess it up.
Thank you.
And then the last thing wanted to let you know and update you on is CAT Charter. CAT Charter, it was mentioned at, I don't know if it was last meeting or meeting before, I can't remember, that they were going to be hiring a CEO. I sent you information in regards to this, but I just wanted to update you that Greg West, who was our administrator of the current integrated data system, our KIDS program, has accepted the job in the position of CEO of CAT Charter. He started July 1st. So Joanna Kendrick is still doing her portion, but specifically to the curriculum side of the charter. And she made an indication about that's her love and passion was to be in the curriculum side. Greg will be going over and doing the CEO daily work. Both of them, those are equal positions, and they would report directly to the board president, David James. And so we're working with them right now. We're going through the oversight meeting with them, and we'll be reporting that out as that gets concluded. But just wanted to update you in regards to the CAT charter.
Thank you. Dr. Menber, I do have one question for you. We have a interim Bakersfield City School District Superintendent. Do you know anything about who it is, or?
No. We heard through the news alerts that everybody else heard in Kern County that Bakersfield City, through their special board meeting last night or yesterday afternoon, appointed an interim superintendent from San Francisco Unified School District, who is currently the deputy superintendent of San Francisco. So all we know is he's coming in, and then they are seeking a search beyond Kern County for a permanent superintendent. Who that will be and how that process works, I have no idea. It's up to their local school board.
They have a big task in front of them.
I did send an email out to the incoming superintendent, as I usually do when we hear about new superintendents, to invite them into the office for any meetings to ask any questions that they may have and offer supports.
Oh, good. Good to hear. Thank you. Any other comments from anyone?
So we haven't heard anything about our federal funding being pulled.
Thank you. Sure, I'd be happy to talk about that. Wasn't in my notes, so we're still in limbo in regards to the federal dollars with the Title IX lack of response. We're not sure what that's going to do in regards to overall funding. We do know that several of the federal programs have been put on notice that they need to halt effective July 1. The federal government budget is an October through October budget. So a lot of the dollars have already been allocated to states, but we're being told that any further allocations that have not been given to states will be held back nationwide. It's not just for California. Until things get worked out. They're moving money, responsibilities around. One of the biggest areas for our area is migrant program. The county as a whole receives over $10 million. And right now we're told to halt everything at this point in time. We have committed, and we've already notified all of our districts that the Kern County Superintendent Schools Office is planning to continue with the migrant program and helping those districts. The districts that have been on their own, we're looking at trying to do some kind of consortium pool to help everyone through this time until we get more clarity on exactly what it's going to be for everybody.
I expect fireworks to be happening soon, and major lawsuits coming up, some issues with our governor and State Board of Education.
Yep.
It's not going to be pretty, and it'll affect all of us, unfortunately. Well, thank you for a wonderful board meeting. We are now adjourned, and our next meeting will be August 12th at 6:30. Thank you.
Lori, thank you for the eggs.
I know.